Hello there, this is the Aptitude Guy. Welcome to another lesson video on quantitative aptitude. In this video, we are going to learn about profit and loss. This topic is basically an application topic from percentages. So obviously, before watching this topic, definitely watch my videos on percentages. If you haven't watched them already, I'll link them in the I button over here. Definitely watch them and then come back and watch this video. Alright, without any further ado, let's get started. Profit and loss. Now, when it comes to profit and loss, many people have some negative experiences with profit and loss just because of one simple reason. That is, profit and loss has a lot of formulas. Now, here is something about me, a very weird thing. I'm a person who loves mathematics but don't really like formulas that much. So, this is what I'll do. I'll write down all the formulas of profit and loss over here, and then I will teach you how to not use them. I know you did not expect that coming out from my mouth, but yeah, that is what is going to happen. So let's begin. The first useless formula of profit and loss is profit, that is gain, equals selling price minus cost price. The second useless formula is loss equals cost price minus selling price. The third useless formula is profit percentage equals profit or gain divided by cost price into 100. The fourth useless formula is loss percentage equals loss by SP or CP. It is CP itself. A lot of people end up thinking that if gain is divided by cost price, loss will be divided by selling price. But it's not. Both of them are divided by cost price. That is the mistake that people make when they mug up the formula without understanding the base of it. Trust me, give me 5 minutes, you will never make this mistake ever again. So the first thing over here is these two formulae. These two formulae are absolutely useless. See, the thing is, you don't need to be a chartered accountant to understand when you make a profit and when you make a loss. Alright? You make a profit when selling price is more. In gain, selling price is more. You're selling the object at a higher price. That is why you're making a profit, right? And when do you make a loss? You make a loss when selling price is less. That's it. In profit, selling price is more, and in loss, selling price is less. That is all that you need to know. Now, how do you use this logic in order to get anything? Now, first of all, can we establish and can we agree with the fact that this is not something you need to mug up or memorize? Absolutely. You don't need to memorize this. This is simple common sense. Now, let us use that and apply it somewhere. For example, in aptitude questions, what happens is sometimes profit will be given and cost price will be given. You have to find the selling price. All right. Now, you have only two choices. When profit and cost price is given, you have to find selling price. You can either add them or subtract them. Right? There is no other choice. Now, how to figure out whether to add them or subtract them? This is gain. In gain, selling price is more. That is how you're making a profit. You're selling it at a higher price. So if selling price is more, will selling price be plus or minus? Obviously plus. Simple. Do you need a formula to tell you this? Absolutely not. Similarly, if loss is given and cost price is given, you have to find selling price. What to do in this case? In loss, selling price is less. We already know that. If selling price is less, less means plus or minus. Obviously, it is minus. Alright. Now, let me twist the question. Suppose profit is given and selling price is given. You have to find cost price. Now, in this case, you have to do the exact opposite of this. In profit, selling price is more, so cost price will be less. Less means subtraction. And if loss is given and selling price is given, you have to find cost price. Then in loss, selling price is less. If selling price is less, then cost price is more. So you have to add. And that's it. Do you need to memorize all this? Sometimes people and my students tell me, you asked us to forget two formulas and you're asking us to remember four things. What is this deal? No, I'm not asking you to remember or memorize anything. My point is, your brain already knew this part. Now, how can you apply this and always get the accurate equation over here, whether to add or subtract? You do not need to depend on a formula to get to know when to add and when to subtract. Simple as that. Alright? That is all that it is. Now, the other useless formulas are these two formulas, gain percentage and loss percentage. You really do not need these two different formulas. In the previous video, by previous video I mean percentages video, we learnt a very important formula, that is change percentage. Change percentage was nothing but new value minus the old value divided by old value into 100. This is change. Okay. Now, am I right when I say that profit or loss percentage is nothing but change percentage itself? Right? It is change percentage. What is changing? In change percentage, old value was changing and becoming the new value. In profit and loss percentage, cost price is changing and becoming the selling price. That is all that is happening. So, change percentage and profit and loss percentage is the same thing. Now, what is profit or loss percentage? New minus old, that is nothing but selling price minus cost price. That is nothing but the difference between the two, divided by the old value. What is the old value in this case? Cost price or selling price? Which is the older one? Obviously, cost price is the older one. So, obviously, cost price is in the denominator into 100. See, this is why cost price is always in the denominator, whether it's profit percentage or loss percentage. So, remember, change percentage is always with respect to the old value. Similarly, profit and loss percentage is always with respect to the cost price. That's it. That is what it is. Now, let us use all this and teach you guys another shortcut. This is a brilliant one. Suppose we have a gain of 20%. Now, if I ask you, if gain is 20%, selling price is equal to how many times of cost price? What would you say? When it is gain of 20% means cost price increased by 20% and became the selling price. That is what it means, that gain is 20%. Now, when something increases by 20%, it becomes how much percent? It becomes 120%. So 120 by 100, or you can also write 1.2. Similarly, if loss is 20%, then selling price is equal to how many times of cost price? Loss is 20%, that means cost price decreased by 20% and became the selling price. And when something decreases by 20%, it becomes 80% or 0.8. That is what is happening. Similarly, if gain is 20%, then cost price is how many times of selling price? A lot of people make a mistake and end up writing 80% over here because they think selling price is 20% more than cost price, so cost price will be 20% less than selling price. That is not the way percentages work. So cost price is how many times of selling price? It's already given over here. This thing will go to the other side and become opposite, reciprocal. It will become 100 by 120. That's it. Similarly, when loss is 20%, cost price is how many times of selling price? 80 by 100 becomes reciprocal, so it becomes 100 by 80. Why am I teaching you this shortcut? Because if at all you were in 10th standard or 9th standard, and if this question was given to you, that cost price is something and gain is 20%, find the selling price. You would end up using the formula of selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. And then substitute that number here and here. And then after 3 or 4 steps, you will end up here itself. So why not just use the concept of percentages and get there quickly? That's it. So like I said, You don't need a single new formula for profit and loss. If you understand change percentage, you will understand profit and loss percentage. That's it. So this was the concept of profit and loss. You can still end up using the formula, that is okay. But my whole point over here is you can easily solve questions without using the formulas that you are needed to memorize. All right, let's start with question number one. You know the drill. Pause the question and solve it and then come back. All right, let's do this. Alfred buys an old scooter for 4700 and spends 800 rupees on its repairs. So the total cost price means how much is the person shedding from his or her own pockets. First, Alfred buys it for 4700 rupees. And after that, he spends an additional 800 rupees. That is equal to 5500 rupees. This is the cost price. This is how much Alfred has spent. Okay. After that, we have selling price. Selling price is how much? Selling price is 5800, of course. So 5800. We need to find the gain percentage. To find gain percentage, first we need to find gain. Gain is 5800 minus 5500. That is equal to 300. Now, what is profit? Profit is difference, that is 300 divided by cost price always. So 5500 into 100. Let's cancel things out now. We have 0 and 0 gone. 5 11s are and 5 60s are. All right. So we have 60 by 11. That should be the answer, but the answers are already in either natural numbers or mixed fractions. Let's convert it into mixed fractions. Now you don't really need to convert it because you know that the denominator is 11 and the answer of the denominator, the denominator of the answer is also 11. And there is only one such option, so obviously the answer is option B. Now, if in case you have forgotten how to convert improper fractions to mixed fractions, then let me give you a small lesson. We have 60 divided by 11. 11 5s are 55. The remainder is 5. Okay. So if this is what it is, then for mixed fractions, you have to go this way. So what is happening over here? Quotient, remainder, divisor. 5 5 by 11%. That is the answer. Okay. Pretty straightforward question, a nice warm-up question. If you have any doubts over here, definitely drop that in the comments. Otherwise, let's move on to question number 2. Pause the question, try to solve it, and then come back. All right. If loss is 1/3 of selling price, the loss percentage is how much? If at all you got answer as option D, you are absolutely wrong. A lot of people get the answer as option D. Why? Because they see 1/3 and then they get excited and then they mark 33.33% as the answer. But the question says that loss is 1/3 of selling price. If at all instead of selling price they had given cost price, then yes, the answer would have been option D. Because loss or gain percentages are with respect to the cost price, not selling price. But here they have given the relationship with selling price. So we simply need to find the relationship with cost price. Let's do that. So first of all, let's take the selling price as 100. Now, loss is 1/3 of selling price. So we have 100 by 3. Please don't convert it into decimals. You'll see why. Now, in order to find loss percentage, we need two things. We need loss and we need cost price. Do we have cost price? No. Can we find cost price? Yes, we already know how to. In loss, selling price is less, so cost price is more. More means we have to add. So 100 plus 100 by 3, that is equal to LCM is 3. So 100 into 3 becomes 300 plus 100, that is equal to 400 by 3. this is the cost price, and this is the loss. So, simply put, loss percentage is loss divided by cost price into 100. So 3 and 3 gone, 0, 0 gone. We have 100 by 4, that is 25%. Answer is option B. Done. Now, why didn't I convert this into decimals? Because this is what it will look like. Then loss will be 33.333333. So cost price will be 133.3333. So loss percentage would be 33.3333 divided by 133.3333 into 100. Would you feel like solving that? Absolutely not. I wouldn't. So, moral of the story is when you are in the middle of the solution, please don't convert the numbers into decimals. Please keep them as fractions. Why? Because fractions are much easier to cancel out. Decimals will end up cancelling you. But fractions, you can cancel them out however you want. So please use fractions when you are calculating. Any doubts in this question, please drop them in the comments. I will definitely try to answer them. Otherwise, let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. Pause the video, try to solve it, and then come back. Alright, let's do it. A shopkeeper marks all his goods at 50% above the cost price and offers a discount of 25% on the mark price. What's his actual profit? Alright, so first of all, let's take the cost price as 100. Now wait a second. Here I took cost price as 100, but in the previous question, I took the selling price as 100, right? What is the logic behind that? In some question, I'm using selling price as 100. In some question, I'm using cost price as 100. Why? The thing is, you have to read the question and then see which piece of information is the reference. For example, in question number 2, they had given loss is 1/3 of selling price. Of selling price, or selling price is the reference. So I took selling price as 100. In the third question, they have mentioned marks all his goods at 50% above the cost price. So here cost price is the reference. Hence I took cost price as 100. So make sure you read the entire question at least once and then see which data is the reference. Take that as 100 always. Now, marks all his goods at 50% above the cost price. So that means the marked price is 100 plus 50%, that is 150, and offers a discount of 25% on the marked price. Please remember, even if they had not mentioned this part, discount is always on marked price. So how much is the discount? Discount is 25% of 150. 25% of 150 is 37.5. Now, what is his actual profit? To find the actual profit, we also need to find the selling price, right? We have marked price, we have discount, so let's find the selling price. Selling price is equal to marked price minus the discount. Marked price is 150 minus the discount is 37.5. That is equal to 112.5. Now looking at this number itself, you should get to know that the answer should be 12.5 because the cost price is 100, the selling price is 112.5. But if you want to be a good boy or a good girl and actually waste your time and actually calculate it properly, then here it goes. Profit percentage is the difference between these two, that is 12.5 divided by the cost price, that is 100, into 100. So 100 gets cancelled. The answer is 12.5%. But in an aptitude test, please don't do this nonsense. Please don't end up finding the profit percentage. You know selling price is 112.5. Directly mark option B as the answer and move on. That's all that you have to do. You don't have to always get to the final answer. Alright. Any doubts in this particular question? Sometimes a lot of people have doubts. Any step that you have a doubt in, definitely ask me. I will try to explain it in the comment section. If not, then this marks the end of the lesson video of part 1 of profit and loss. If at all this video solved some doubts of yours, then definitely consider liking the video so that this video stays in the liked videos section of your YouTube app. So that whenever you need to revise this topic, you can always go there and then rewatch it and revise it. And if you want to watch the previous video, it's right here. If you want to watch the next video, that is part 2 of profit and loss, it's right here. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.